the guys were having about coaches. I particularly enjoyed that. Yeah, very, very interesting.
Oh, I actually missed it.
Yeah, you should go and check it.
Was
check
it
out on the VODs.
I might have been.
Yeah,
you were probably sitting down waiting for the game.
I was probably sitting down like waiting for it.
Not with your headset on, listening to quality and analysis stuff.
No, me and Dakota were listening for the most part, like 99%. I may have just like
switched off during the coaching.
I was focusing on the Dota. I was probably looking at the draft, and you guys were just goofing around.
Yeah, no, probably. You're probably right. We were probably goofing around. Right, let's get into the draft then for game number 2. Empire 1 game away from reaching the 4th round of the lower bracket, and it is, as Sugar said, the same bands.
First pick, Centaur. So now Earth Spirit, Monkey King left again. They're trying to guarantee them that they get themselves one.
Which one do you want if you're iG.Vit? Can you take both? I don't think you can take both.
Not really. We said that last time.
No, Super doesn't play either.
No, exactly. You're basically picking 2 heroes for the same guy.
I like the MKCM opener. I think that's one that you can't really go wrong with.
Well, unless Empire then just picks Earth Spirit and the same thing happens that what happened previous game.
I think their safe lane is much stronger. I think they can actually deal with the Centaur. The Disruptor actually felt really out of place because they couldn't even kill the PA with a glimpse into the kinetic field a lot of the time.
That's very true actually. It's a very good point.
I think they have to take the Earth Spirit for dogfights. I know he wasn't great in that first game, but that's unusual because the other games he's played on, he's been absolutely superb.
Man, but then they have Centaur and Monkey King. They have the ways to like close on top of heroes. So they go for the Invoker for themselves this time, feeling the power of FN's Invoker.
Yeah.
And now they're making their decision. They're probably just honestly deciding like which one do they want and which one do they want to play against it. But the switch up.
And Avenge.
The switch up.
And this might be Paparazzi Invoker, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Almost definitely?
Not 100% sure, but more than likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Super early Invoker, Ben. Doesn't always pay off, does it? Gives them plenty of chances to counter.
He's hard to counter. He is extremely hard to counter.
Especially because Centaur's already grabbed. The ideal is usually like the Nyx assassin, but running a Nyx on support's usually not really what you want, or mid lane. The only time we saw the Nyx mid actually lost in this so far. So now it's Empire. Which one do they want to go for? They have the swap to swap the Monkey King out of the ulti. It's also good to like bring out the aggression of whoever gets focused on, if it is an Earth Spirit.
Monkey King.
Monkey King it is.
So they're going to go for the Monkey this time?
They're not worried about that too much.
And that's also Miposhka hero, so that means their Spirit can, well, can sit this one out.
Yeah.
I think the Team Empire might even still ban the Earth Spirit, though. Still a possibility.
Just in case?
Yeah, I think just in case it could be obnoxious, unless they really feel like they're
dogfights can still snack that one up.
ES is always obnoxious.
Yeah, it's always going to be good. It's always going to be good, especially with Invoker, too. You have such massive teamfight and roaming potential with Sunstrikes. Oh, Drill Ranger. Okay. Guess because the Venge and Invoker are just the 2 ranged, heavy physical bursts. Don't want to have to deal with something like that in these type of games. I mean, we haven't really seen Drow at all.
They would have just... I'm actually very surprised that they banned Drow, because they would just pick PA and just run at her.
Yeah, especially Empire.
Yeah.
And Empire bans a Nyx as well.
All right.
They banned Nyx last game.
But
last time they got Invoker. So this time maybe they want, what, like an OD?
What's it going to be? Are we still going to see that Earth Spirit then come out?
Earth Spirit is left. If they do want it, it's there for the taking. Yeah, they do.
It is, yeah.
I think they'd be quite happy with that, wouldn't they?
Do think so. So carry heroes that's left. The Jug is the one that stands out, but it's not really the... I mean, Empire doesn't always pick that one. Maybe want to save it. They still can go for the Crystal Maiden and leave their draft open.
10 seconds remaining.
Previous game we had an Ursa ban as well in the second phase, which Empire could still take.
It's not good versus any of the cores.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of kiting happening if Ursa does get picked.
They usually pick it like at least when it's specifically good versus like one hero, like a Lifestealer or a Jug or something along those lines. But they do love it with Centaur. They love pairing Ursa Centaur up because it just gives them that way to close the gap with Stampede.
Dazzle might actually be pretty decent too. If you're expecting a physical with the Venge.
That's a good point.
I'm thinking like either CM or Dazzle for me.
Empire going for the Disruptor. I mean, this is Empire. They do really love this hero. More team fight.
Standard Empire pick.
Into Earth Spirit as well, so mimicking like kind of like the reverse situation that happened before.
Yeah.
And this time it's them with the Disruptor Monkey versus Earth Spirit.
And I have to say, the amount they play it, with the success they have with Disruptor, you'd say they'd probably be more comfortable with it too.
Playing Earth Spirit as well into Disruptor can be pretty tough because you're always able to get like susceptible of getting glimpsed back if you're rolling away. He's also just good for like the setup if you do try to get your combo off. You just static storm right on top of him where he's going in. Already massive team fight though for Empire and for iG.Vit. And okay, they go for a Beastmaster. So the physical damage, they're going for some type of semi-oriented push.
And Vision
as well, and they have more setup for the Sunstrike.
They have a way stronger 5-man ball, I think, than Empire. I just think Disruptor might struggle a little bit versus this. Because I like Disruptor when you're able to press advantage in like smaller skirmishes. But right now, iG.Vit just look like Beastmaster plus Venge, sieging towers. No D-push from Empire.
Massive physical already coming out.
Yeah, massive physical. Disruptor not particularly good in the laning phase 2 versus this. He can't zone out to Beastmaster that well.
Beastmaster versus Monkey King 2. They have the Hawk for the vision. They can cut all the trees with the axes. And that's an Alchemist.
This game is looking more and more like Miposhka is going to have a tough job. Because if he doesn't get a lot of impact in the early game, it's just going to all fall to pieces.
They have Alchemist, though.
They do have Alchemist. There's always a comeback potential, I guess.
Yeah, it was banned last game as well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they banned it themselves the last game, right? Empire did? Yeah, they banned it third.
All right, so last pick, we'll go to iG.Vitality.
We've seen, I think, 2 super heavy carries against Alchemist that are pretty common. Morphling and Anti-Mage are the ones that come to mind. That means they have to dump Venge into support, though. Do you think they should do that or commit more to the push?
10 seconds remaining.
Committing all the way to the push is a little bit scary sometimes. Having something to like lean back on can be...
But you're versus an Alch. I think you have to do one or the other. Commit pretty hard to the early game or commit pretty hard to late game. I guess they have Invokers. They can just go late.
They scale late, yeah. They do scale late. And they have good lockdown and pretty high burst.
It also depends on what Sakata is comfortable with playing, because I've not seen him play a core Venge. If we are assuming that Paparazzi's playing Invoker this game, which we still obviously don't know 100%.
Mega easy to play.
Juggernaut is mega easy to play as well.
They are both mega easy.
And Juggernaut, you got the sustain if you want to try to go for the push.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I mean, Juggernaut's fine here. I don't really see anything wrong with it. Empire, what do they want?
They want something to be more space creation for the Alchemist, something to be able to fight and pressure buildings more than likely. A chappy hero comes to mind.
Why hasn't he used Rose as his nickname?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just got it right on his wrist.
The only thing is missing is a change of hair.
And they go for the PA anyway, so late game scaler.
Not even an Axe carrier.
Not even an Axe carrier, that's true.
They got center and disruptor.
I actually did that one. I didn't expect PA again, but I mean it's Empire, so all the other carry heroes are banned down, and Chappie loves himself some PA. So iG.Vit goes for a turret. They're committed to the push, but they do put the Venge back to support. Ooh, I like iG.Vits, even if it's into Alchemist.
Pretty good here,
yeah.
I like Terrorblade.
Okay, prediction time, Shiva.
I'm gonna go with Empire again. They've got something, you know, and they're not gonna let go.
X factor,
they got that X factor.
All right.
I'm going Empire.
Are you riding and dying together here?
I just don't think they have the coordination to stop an Alchemist. I think they're just gonna make too many mistakes in the early mid, and he's just gonna get huge, and they can't stop it.
Okay, so Ben's also going for Empire.
After last series, the way Empire played it, they look dominant, but I'm gonna go with iG.Vitality this time around.
Still, what do they need to do to give you some faith in them?
I mean, Invoker, man, let's go. Invoker has been dominating every single performance I've seen him actually in like every game for the most part. So let's ride the Invoker train.
Okay. We have one believer in a comeback. The other two are on the Empire train. What are our commentators on? Let's find out with Lyrical and Capitalist.
Thank you very much, Paul. We saw a wonderful game last time around. We've got a split panel a little bit at least. Poor Fog is all by his lonesome. But we'll have to see.
Maybe I'll join him.
You're going to join him? You're there? iG.Vit, you like the Terrorblade?
I don't know. I didn't like the PA last time, and I don't want to be fooled and say I don't like the PA this time and watch him win. So I do think iG.Vit responded really well. We talked about like how do you deal with the Alchemist, and it seems like the Chinese adapted. Like before DAC, they said okay, we don't want to have this scenario where it's like, okay, we need to end the game, right? So I do like their kind of, they pick up the Terror Blade, which is both a pushing hero, but can also, you know, scale later into the game. So if things don't go perfectly well, they still have a little bit of leeway. They'd run like a Venge core. They wouldn't have had that leeway to be able to work with. So I do like the Terror Blade pickup a lot. Ben's right, though. They can't make too many mistakes. Okay. Like the Terror Blade pick only gives you so much leeway to be able to make those kind of mistakes and give the Alchemist time.
Well, it feels like it sort of straddles the middle ground a little bit because you talked about the possibility of Venge Core. The other option that the panel alluded to and you were like, yeah, this is a really good idea, could have been something like an anti-mage going into the later stages. But this is sort of that middle ground where you can push early, but you also have a little bit of a fallback mechanism. Yeah,
like Morphling would have been, you know, the kind of good answer, just like, okay, pick a hard carry that also farms. When you never want to be in a situation where Alchemist is farming, guys, what do we do? You want to be able to say, Alchemist is farming, we don't care because X is happening. It's either X is, you know, we're taking towers and we've got map control, we're going to take the whole entire map control pretty soon, or it doesn't matter because we have our own hard carry farming as well, and we're going to just play an efficiency game, pick up Hannah Midases and stuff. So you're right, absolutely right. Terror Blade does straddle this middle ground. It gives you the pushing power, still does scale okay into the late game.
Wow.
Free right click time for Miposhka. He knows it.
This is such an annoying thing to have to deal with, I'm sure, for Paparazzi. Going to lane with, you know, 380 HP, it doesn't feel great. The matchup that we're going to be seeing, Alchemist versus Invoker, oftentimes we'll see Invokers pick up something like a Ring of Bassi to, you know, build up that extra bit of armor, because standing in Acid Spray hurts a lot as well. And now you've also got Monkey King camping your courier coming out to give you a salve.
Yeah, if he knows the courier isn't coming, then he can just jump onto Paparazzi again and get some even more damage. This is why he has the, oh man, never mind. He's only got the shared tangos to be able to work off of. That doesn't feel good. I thought he was going to buy himself tangos. He's going to have to pop the early shrine. This could be like a really big lane losing maneuver if the Monkey King continues to be this harassive and he can't get his courier out to him. He only has one single shared tango to work off of. That's not even up for another 15 seconds. Just zone the Invoker, baby.
They're going back in again. Oh, man, that really feels bad. Just constantly getting rained down. And look at the range as well. They're going to keep the pressure on.
He'll get the courier now, though. That's the trade-off. It's like, okay, you showed yourself. I'll get my healing salve. I'll recover the damage you just did. Yeah. So that's okay. He's still in the same position. I have one shared tango to work off of. They gotta go for it again with all these creeps, tank and tower. Oh no, he doesn't have the mana.
Certainly was thinking about it. He is gonna have the mana now, but no longer the creep wave. And FN gonna taunt as well as he heads out.
Give it to him, FN. Tilt that Invoker player. Tell him that you are that you're the real Invoker here with your beautiful dyed hair.
No, that's an interesting thing
He's cosplaying, man.
Absolutely. Another Primal Spring forward. Paparazzi going to take a little bit of harassment. They're trading off the damage between the tower. Paparazzi pops the cold snap, but it is not enough.
Do it. Do the dance, FN. Do it.
Oh, let's see it. Make our day.
Come on, baby.
Nah, he's not going to do it. Instead, up top, they're going to be going on to In July. iG.Vit in some trouble.
The Shrine?
They're going to get there, but Monkey King as well. Everywhere right now, but they are going to be able to TP away for In July. Man, what a start.
That was pretty sick. I love that though, and like them committing to shoving the Beastmaster entirely out of lane. It's a cool idea. It's like one of the big advantages of PA is that you offlaners hate you so much. You're getting daggered constantly. At any point in time, this hero could jump on you and commit. So they're doing a good job keeping the Beastmaster contained because as an offlaner, he is super greedy. Very few teams can pull it off. NP being one of the notable ones, and they're already out. So. And now it lies on iG.Vit to show us that the Beastmaster is a viable off-lane hero.
Well, they're going to try and help out at least their early laning stage here. Dogfight's going to run into FN, but he is just going to taunt on his way out again. Feeling quite good with himself. I don't know if you can taunt when you got a Monkey King that's ganking for you. I'm not sure if that's taunt worthy at that point.
Yeah, but no. But it gets into the enemy's head because what they're thinking is, yeah, okay, you have Monkey King, you shouldn't be able to, but they're tilting, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that AFK farming hero that like gives the enemy team the question mark when his team is just winning the whole entire game for him. He just gives them the question mark, and you're just like, you're just sitting there AFK farming. Like, why are you giving me the question mark? But. you're tilting. That's what's happening, Gabe.
Psychological warfare at its finest. CIS region, they know it well. So the movement now, dogfights again, going to see if he can make something happen here. You do have Miposhka up on a tree, ready to jump down. Does have the mana this time with the full HP as they make the rotation in onto Ghostic. Stomp is not going to be there. The Primal Spring, it's just going to mean that Miposhka doesn't really save his Centaur, unfortunately.
Yeah, iG.Vit, the reason their Spirit wasn't having an impact in mid lane is that they're really trying to prevent Ghostic from being able to get a strong start. They've definitely done that. Whether or not it's worth the Alchemist having this total free lane and being able to actually put pressure on the Invoker is yet to be determined, but you can understand the reasoning, right? Ghostic was hugely impactful in almost every single game of Empire so far, and definitely played his part in game number 1 masterfully.
And now they're actually going to go in onto Sakata. He does have Metamorphosis just about to wear off as well. Jingu stats going to start to get built up, and actually they didn't end up hitting the stun onto the Miposhka Monkey King. They bring in Chappie as well at this early stage. Jumps down low round. They're able to get the stun onto the Monkey King, trying to turn, trying to bring him low, but he's regenerating so much they end up taking down Dogfights instead. Oh, the life steal was too strong, but still, it is going to save the life of their Terrorblade.
What a heads-up play. Sakata, like, he just makes that play. He's, like, running away, and he knows the Monkey King jumps onto that tree, so he cuts it down with his Quelling Blade. That's so dope, because if the Monkey King jumps, if he gets off of that tree, then there's no way Terrorblade lives. Not against that Jingu Mastery. Again, good rotation by Empire, though. Oh, what was that, a 4.5-minute rotation from Chappie?
Yeah. Well, and he's still sticking around. That is going to be a Sunstrike, but they find the kill on a Ghostic before he can get the stomp off. So great play coming out from Paparazzi, hitting the Sunstrike when he needs to. And iG.Vit take a 3-2 lead, although there is still the problem of the Alchemist, who is now, at this point, headed back into the jungle, got a little bit of farm for himself, and building into an armlet.
Beastmaster is also getting some much-needed farm at top lane because Chappie's gone. But if he gets a kill on Paparazzi, it's all worth it.
Oh, man, FN. Actually the one that picked that one up. But yeah, Chappie being involved this early on. I mean, he's got phase boots. Who expects the sub-6-minute rotation from the PA? Empire is the one that would do it.
Now they're going to catch in July, I think. They have Boundless Strike. He's wrapping around behind. I think in July might die here.
Now there is going to be that jump. Boundless Strike comes out as well as the Primal Sling. Slowed all the hell. FN rotates in because he got a haster and going to pick up another kill. A killing spree at the 6-minute mark for the Alchemist.
Oh dear, that armlet is going to come real quickly. Empire are simply just outplaying iG.Vit. They're playing so fast. Dogfights is not able to have the same kind of impact as a 4 position. They're putting so much pressure on the Centaur, and that's great, but they're losing all their other lanes because of it.
And thinking about this way that this game is going to go out, you did say that Centaur is a hero that's going to need a lot of farm and needs to be able to build into that Blink Dagger. But in some ways, since you do have Chappie who can get in on top of one of these heroes from iG.Vit, get in their face, it ends up maybe balancing out a little bit?
Yeah, it kind of balances out for sure. I would agree. Because you have the Centaur ultimate, so Chappie's initiation is even better. They're going to find Sakata.
Oh, God, this is not what they needed in the least bit. King R is here as well. They're going to body block him. No need for Glimpse when you can just wrap around and find that type of kill.
Notice that about Sakata. I feel like he's got good individual mechanics, and within a team fight, he makes right decisions, but overall, a little bit awkward. Out of position there for that bottom lane.
One of the things that we've talked about a lot is Monkey King being able to transition into a core already almost up to that level 6. This is something that's been nerfed a lot. The roaming heroes sometimes struggle to find experience for themselves, but he's been so involved this early on that he has been able to, I mean, with PA leaving early, he is going to die there, but I feel like he's not too mad about that, right?
Well, it didn't cost iG.Vit very much, right? It was a rotation from the Earth Spirit and in July using his ultimate, plus the Sunstrike. But you just have to accept that. You're gonna lose to some of these Sunstrike kills.
Yeah.
iG.Vit do have really good setup for it.
And now you are kind of in another situation where Empire can play a little bit more fast and loose because they know that that roar is going to be down, at least for a little while. They still have to wait for that next rotation, but in a good spot. Next couple of minutes, how do you see this working out? Any other big rotations that you feel like iG.Vit needs to do? Do you try and use your Metamorphosis cooldown?
Use Sakata, yeah. You use your Metamorphosis to bully down towers.
Well, King R is going to be the one that they decide to initiate on, do find that kill, but they will not be able to catch FN, who is still farming and, well, building towards that Radiance.
Poshka was being hunted down by the Beastmaster. He had the Hawk, and he was just trying to get the right tree, but looks like they are going to be able to get this mid-tier 1 tower. It is a huge win of the Terrorblade. We saw OG use this hero fantastically. No Tail had some sick Terrorblade games, and the group stage, what he did is he just used this hero to bully down all the outer towers super early, because nobody really wants to fight into this Metamorphosis, especially if you got a team behind it. And it happens so quickly that you don't feel like the enemy team is getting a whole lot out of it. You look at them, what were they really accomplishing? They're jungle farming. It's not like they were threatening an objective of their own. They can't. It's not possible with their heroes.
Yeah, that's the tough part about it, certainly, as far as Empire is concerned. And you do have to be wary of, you know, getting into this trap of an Alchemist getting really farmed early and then getting picked off a couple of times, because the armlet doesn't necessarily equate to him staying alive. You've got a ton of pure damage coming out from the Invoker. Terrorblade can tear him apart as well. And, of course, you've got dogfights there for all the control that you could ever want in your life, as well as in July. So, Tier 1 tower already went down in the mid for the side of Team Empire. They don't quite catch the Monkey King there.
This is going to be a tough Monkey King game for Maposhka. He's got a lot of things to worry about. Vision from the Beastmaster, the Axes for tree clear, the Earth Spirit for tree clear. Has to worry about when his ultimate, when that becomes a factor, not getting swapped out of it.
Oh, but they want to party right now. Going to jump forward. Maybe going to be able to get level 6 at the first kill, as Cicada is going to drop, and it does look like he would not quite have Sunder. Monkey King does have level 6 now, so they could go again if they wanted to, but nobody from iG.Vit showing.
Yeah, opted not to level it. You see a lot of Terrorblades do that, not picking up the Sunder, because they feel like if they're going to be ganked, they're just going to be bursted down anyway, and they won't have an opportunity. And he's right. He wouldn't have. Nothing would have changed even if he did Sunder early before the Centaur stun. Wouldn't have changed. He still dies. So good rotation by Team Empire. Gotta catch that Terrorblade when his... Even better, maybe Metamorphosis is up, but you can still catch him. Maybe force that meta to be used more defensively and still kill him.
Swap into Roar. They're looking for it. Do manage to queue that up perfectly together, and the Sunstrike's going to get the kill. Exactly what they needed.
They're going to catch, though.
Empire looking to turn this back around. Boundless Strike there. Pump fake. Wants to go for it finally. Ends up connecting onto the Beastmaster, and this should be enough for a kill. Actually, King R ends up dropping, and now with Cicada showing up, the Terrorblade, big, large, and in charge, takes down 2.
And that'll probably be a tier 2 as well. Empire, they're being abused for their Alchemist timings. This is what Terrorblade does best. See, the problem is they're gonna be able to rival like the Alchemist's net worth. They're gonna take control of the map, and then all you have is this Alchemist who's like just carrying this big bundle of gold, but isn't really able to do much. Like the Alchemist takes so much farm on the map. And it feels like it takes even more if you're an ally when you're losing all your towers. You're like, I only have this little control, and Alchemist is farming that. What do I do for farm? Right. And your supports get really under-leveled and under-farmed. Disruptor as well as Monkey King are not heroes that can abide by those kind of rules. Centaur, I don't even know if Centaur is even close to his Blink Dagger. Oh, he is. So 1800, maybe they can start changing things. Like Empire just going to have to hope that even though they are going to be a bit underfarmed in comparison to the enemy cores, that they're still going to be able to make these fights work. So Centaur and PA, they are early game aggressive heroes. Once they have that Blink Dagger, they can hopefully start changing things around.
Well, we'll have to watch out for that. And then as you can see as well, you've got the DD Rune, you're getting closer and closer to the Radiant. This is maybe going to alleviate some of the concerns as well about, you know, being able to farm very quickly the enemy jungle and then backing out again. They do have pretty deep wards, Empire, into the Radiant jungle right now. You can see there as well a couple of them that might give them some vision of where there's a free place to farm. But nonetheless, it's definitely iG.Vit that are keeping up the pressure. They haven't been able to take down the tier 2 tower, interestingly, in the top lane, though.
Yeah, they actually didn't. Not sure, maybe it was just a combination of glyph and stuff, but tempted, swap, Earth Spirits and Sunstrike play on Chappie again. They know this hero's like super susceptible to support ganks, particularly with the Sunstrike available, and PA does not farm well. Very dependent on getting kills. I don't think they should be having Chappie from top, though he is playing defensively enough doing so that he's staying ahead of this game. Yeah. I would almost rather have Alchemist showing there in PA. I don't know, they kind of have to farm, I guess. They can't always play aggressive with these 4 heroes.
Yeah, that's the tough part. You mentioned it, is like Alchemist taking up so much space, and so you have to kind of trade off between the two of them, put 1 foot forward. It's still 10,000 net worth Alchemist. It, granted, should be about that far ahead of where the Terrorblade is, but it's feeling like iG.Vit, they've taken a step back from that early movement that garnered them a little bit of momentum, and now they're kind of in this awkward spot where they're sort of going to be forced into a move, but Empire's sort of prepared for it.
Yeah, yes and no. I think it was the right time to play a little bit more passive. They've got their, I think they wanted, like, I don't know, I can't see if Necronomicon is up now for in July, but either way, they've got Metamorphosis. He's got it in Courier? Okay. So yeah, I think that was the right time, right? They were just waiting for that timing. That's why they were passing up. Just wait. It's like, you can't always be aggressive. Sometimes you have to wait for item timings. And that's exactly what Empire was doing as well. They were waiting for the Blink Dagger Centaur. iG.Vit, smart rotation. They made like a similar read, right, where they were trying to bait out Chappie when they first hit their item timings on the Centaur. It seems like they read that the first time, they're going to read it a second time. As this time around, they're trying to bait out like the Alchemist. So they're all sitting behind the Alch, knowing he is a very high value kill for iG.Vit, expecting iG.Vit to maybe make a rotation to pick him off, but doesn't happen. iG.Vit claim a much more important objective.
Yeah, and this Aegis does sort of solidify that thing that we've been talking about, which is Empire having to be the ones that are trying to avoid the fights. They're going for a split push in the bottom lane. Likewise, iBG is going to push out the safe lane of Empire a bit further as well. And as we're standing pat, what is the sort of moment where iG.Vit try and, like, what do they need to accomplish with this Aegis?
Just take the rest of these tier 2s, get some good aggressive map vision up. They've kind of already done that. I don't think they can go high ground.
Looks like Empire want to fight this?
Looks like they're done conceding map control. Tier 2 is hard to defend though in that top lane. I don't think it's the where you make your stand. Make your stand, like they could all set up around the shrine as the rotation out of that tier 2 push comes away, or I much prefer defending mid. I don't think they should give that tower up, even if it is against an Aegis.
Monkey King, you know, if there's one thing that's for sure, it's that in July's Wild Axes are telegraphed what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He throws out those axes, you jump off your tree.
Yeah, and Monkey King is like such a fair and balanced hero that he's able to jump away at a moment's notice, and very hard for the enemy team to punish. It's good though, because it's not like Monkey King is strong in any other areas, right? So good to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The hero has these options.
I felt a little bit of salt on your breath when you're talking right there.
No, I definitely haven't lost to Monkey King a lot.
Yeah, Empire, they're playing it pretty well so far. Maposhka, I mean, he obviously was doing it all throughout the group stages, making it happen here as well. You can see Chappie there, his damage statistics as well as kill participation. They're on top of FN right now, though, and are going to be able to hit a follow-up stun. That was after the Stampede. Sunstrike comes in as well. Brought down low, not killed off as of yet. Is actually turning to fight. He is big and not able to arm with toggle through the magnetize. The stun, no, it's all gone wrong for iG.Vit. In July drops. Oh, wow.
What happened in mid though? They traded some kills. Cicada, he got 1 kill on that Monkey King, but he died for it, so that was definitely not. So they just lost 2 fights.
They lost 2 fights simultaneously. The radiance right there, the timing, the armlet toggles, everything working out for FN into his favor, and he is really proving to be one of the star players of this tournament in a lot of ways for me.
He's done some serious work, man. That was, oh no, oh god, they're gonna lose. They just got team wiped. If they lose Paparazzi here.
Dust Sentry, he does have 1 Sentry waiting to place it there.
That's all you have?
Is he gonna get him? No, he's solo, and it does look like indeed. Boundless Strike, Boundless Strike. Oh, he doesn't have it
for 8 seconds. Random stomp.
Oh my god. Oh, Ghost Stick. They knew they were close. All right, if Maposhka can hit this blind, 2 seconds away.
No way.
Seems unlikely.
Way too many options. Boy, that was a butt clencher. Jesus.
Yeah. Sure for Paparazzi as well. So he's going to head back home now. Had the Aegis still, so it wouldn't have ended up being a complete
he would have died
kill,
twice. I think there's no way he gets away from that.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Well, a couple things. We learned iG.Vit cannot kill Alchemist with only 2 hero rotation. Gonna need to make a little bit more commitment than that. Other than that, I don't know, they still protected their towers and stuff, so it's not like they lost the mid-tier 1 off of that. Still okay.
Oh, trying to find him. They brought 4 heroes this time. Is it enough? It looks like it is, but have they dropped everything to try and kill him up? It looks like they're also going to be able to possibly take down Chappie, pull him back in as well with the swap. So the 2 cores from Empire, most farmed in the game, end up getting dropped as well.
That's the thing, Gabe, is when you bring a Terrorblade to these fights, there will never be a situation where have we used too much, right? Because Terrorblade just dominates the team fights, and he's like, I have so much damage, you can't fight into me. This is why you're able to utilize this hero aggressively, and boom, they start going tier 3. Very good. Force all the buybacks. Yeah. Force them all.
They forced the buyback there. Oh, a tornado to interrupt the follow-up double edge. Sakata's still very healthy. They're going to bring down Ghostic. Possibly no. He has to end up falling there, and now the chase onto Sakata. Terrorblade not able to get off the Sunder, and that's going to be another death. Empire, they pull him back in, and soon to bring him back down, Paparazzi falls as well.
I'm trying to think. It's like, what is that worth it? They forced PA and Alchemist to buy back. They lost the exact same 2 cores. They got a Centaur killed. I think that's got to be worth it, right? You've given yourself a big endgame scenario now. Like the next Metamorphosis that is up, I think Empire should play super conservatively. Or alternatively, they could play super aggressively and see if they can actually take the fight to iG.Vit on their side of the map. But one or the other, right? There's no mid-ground because iG.Vit are just, they're going to look for a win now.
Yeah. Oh, that tornado very well timed, and granted, he still ended up Ghostic dropping. Man, that combination was just so potent. And at the end of the day, when I'm looking at this, you also talked about the PA buying back. She was already fairly far below the other cores of iG.Vit. It's very much just a one-trick pony with this Alchemist being very far ahead.
And it's not like Alchemist can give PA anything that actually boosts you as a carry, right? There's no Axe upgrade. Moonshard doesn't even feel that good. You really do need to. This was not Empire being able to utilize this PA to get bunch of kills and actually transition. It was definitely a early game focus that has now lost its way going into the mid game. But this is where FN should be able to cover some ground. They do need some successful team fights, though. This is really the quick way that PA can come back, just because this hero can't farm very well. Can't like wave clear or anything like that.
Oh, this is a big moment. Gets the Arcane Rune stolen away. Sakata takes that one. Metamorphosis cooldown would have been very low. They swap back in. Ghostic in a control for the moment and bring him down.
30 seconds. iG.Vit have used Metamorphosis. They're going to go high ground here.
Did Sakata actually get that Arcane Rune too?
I think he did, yeah. That's the little bit of glow on him. Maybe.
Yeah, so that means that this is going to be a lowered cooldown on Metamorphosis as well. So take advantage of this one and don't necessarily lose out on not having it for the next round of fights.
Yeah, I was trying to... I don't think the Centaur's death timer was quite enough for them to go high ground. So just play it back.
Top tower is under attack.
Well, wait for that next Roshan, possibly, see what's available there. There is a DD rune as well that can be taken up by iG.Vit if they want to.
You just need to grab it. I don't think there's any heroes that are going to utilize it right now.
Right.
With Terrorblade meta down, they just want to sit back and farm. He's working towards a Scotty. Do we have Necrobook 3 on Beastmaster?
Like
he's got Necrobook 3. We're going to work towards a Blink Dagger now.
But the big movement in as well. Looks like Empire wanted that Terrorblade so badly.
I'm not sure if they would actually be able to burst him down. Because you BKB Sunders, right? Then you've got you're operating around Shrine as well.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, big windows coming up. BKB for Paparazzi is another upgrade. They're going to have this big time window. Empire got to split push the hell out of this. Time for Alchemist. I mean, they gave him all the money.
I mean, he has the items. You don't have the Manta style yet. Oh, there it is. What am I talking about? Yeah, he's got the Manta style, got the Octarine core, has the Radiance, Armlet as well. And they're actually going to be going for a little bit of an aggressive play. Mid lane was not fully pushed out. They do have an illusion there that's going to be doing it, but top lane is completely pushed in. So this might be telegraphed a little bit, although Sakata, he gets jumped upon, pops the BKB, didn't even get stunned. And yeah, let's get out of here. Time to run away.
Okay, BKB use. You just bought yourself another 60 seconds. You maybe even bought a potential, like, if they stick around, they could go back in if iG.Vit. It doesn't look like they're going to make any positioning errors. They're not going to get sloppy here.
Roche looks to be a relatively short timer as well. So that is going to mean that there's a chance Empire could steal that since it is up. It's a little bit tough because iG.Vit are going to know about it with the Hawk there.
Yeah, they've got some pretty good contesting heroes. Invoker's one of the best.
Well, looks to be iG.Vit.
Trying to think what the maneuver is. Maybe Empire go, I don't know if they have another smoke, but maybe they smoke, wrap around behind iG.Vit because the iG.Vit is going to do this pretty quickly, and they also have really good defending.
Well, looks like Empire realized it. They do send in an illusion, then back out afterwards. No reveal as of yet for that Invoker, although he might have spotted out that the Monkey King was hopping through the area.
Yeah, he's got to go for a real quick push at top lane. I like this. Keep the pressure up on the lanes. When a hero has to defend this, they're slightly out of position for Roshan. You never know like what kind of opportunity that's going to present, right? But you just kind of try and make those plays.
So iG.Vit still trying to hold the line for a little bit. It definitely feels, though, as if it's Empire that are the ones dictating the flow of this game, where iG.Vit basically just have to run away from them whenever there's these moments where they somewhat clash together. Do you think now that there's a way that iG.Vit can try and take back some agency in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. It's around the, I think the Blink Dagger is really big for the Beastmaster, and get that, you'll have a harder initiation to rely on. The BKB for Paparazzi gives him a lot more leverage in team fights. He can play a lot more aggressive, knowing that he has this BKB to be able to fall back on against the Static Storm. And then, well, there's nothing really to say about the Terrorblade. He's just always kind of get bigger. His like important item was kind of like the BKB for mid game. It's not like Scotty is coming up anytime soon, nor is it going to be a huge swing. It's just going to be a nice big stat upgrade that will just allow him to do more. I'm trying to think how Empire played this out, because I'm still not fully set on. Well, that was awkward.
Yeah. Stomp still gets the DD rune, so it feels like Ghost Tick has gone for a couple of those plays where he jumps in and tries to, you know, get the rune stolen away from him, but nonetheless, no real pressure towards Roshan either. It feels as if both are in an impasse, both teams.
Yeah, BKB for Paparazzi, BKB for Chappie. They're both really important items, because I don't know if Chappie could stick on a hero without that.
All right, well, Sunstrike a little bit off the mark. Monkey King still going to die in spite of that. They take down the tree. And now that paves the way for Roshan. DD there for Terrorblade. Do we see Empire contest?
Oh, he's going to buy back and they aren't going to contest.
All right. Well, there's going to be a stampede. They pull back in. Sakata pops his BKB. Stunned up back by Roach. Oh, no. He does still get off his BKB as well, though, and able to catch on to Paparazzi. The BKBs have been popped all around the way, but FN trying to run out of here. They have the Monkey King ultimate as well. Sunstrike off the mark. They have to run through the MK ulti, but he's already going to be dropped down. Now they're going to be able to turn on to FN. Does manage to get his ulti up, but it's not nearly enough. They take him down as well. So 2 big kills go in the way of iG.Vit.
FN, I think he kind of freaked out there. He just barreled into the enemy so hard. I think the moment he saw the BKB used by the Terrorblade, call that a win, back off with your own BKB and say, okay, Metamorphosis has been used. We can kind of reset this team fight now. And if we can actually stall iG.Vit from taking that Roshan with the meta on active, then we can get super aggressive when it's down. Right. And maybe they are able to take Roshan. But FN pushed so far forward that none of his team could really follow, right? Yeah. Chappie, he had no impact in that team fight, but I'm not sure if that's really his fault.
Well, the other thing that obviously sucked was getting bashed mid-Roche, because at that point he felt like he was maybe so far committed that, you know, it's just a whole rigmarole of things going wrong at that point.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Invoker down here going to push out the lanes. Now that you have this Aegis a second time through for iG.Vit, is this the time where you start thinking about trying to pressure for high ground?
Yes, but I'm looking at this. The PA has not managed to really catch up to the other 3 cores in this game. I do think this hero is going to start dropping off pretty hard. So while iG.Vit, I think they should take this window, push it for as much as you can. It is not the we must take a lane of rack scenario.
Okay.
Right? It is just an opportunity that has presented itself. Go for the high ground push. If you can't actually succeed to take a lane of racks or even just take the tier 3 and open up shrines, don't freak out. You know, everything's good. Alchemist is like, he's hit like one of his big peaks. Nothing's really going to change too much. If you were afraid of the Radiant's 6-slotted Alchemist, well, it's already here.
Right. Well, and I mean, that's the thing is, what else you got? We got the Alchemist. All right, we're fine with that. Don't even need to push Metamorphosis. You've got the Beastmaster aura there, increasing attack speed, all of these, you know, summoned units and illusions as the tower is just going to evaporate. And
Jesus, they gotta get a jump
Alacrity,
soon.
they pull it back in, able to pop the BKB before the Hoof Stomp comes out. They're stunning for the moment that Alchemist. His BKB is going to end up blocking the secondary stun that came from himself. Meanwhile, Chappie jumps forward, they glimpse back in the Terrorblade. He is going to drop, wasn't able to get off any type of sunder there. As now they chase down Super, going to try and pull him back in as well. So suddenly, iG.Vit going to lose 2, maybe going to lose more.
As long as they don't lose
Aegis here on Paparazzi, and actually turns it around. Get out of here, Chappie. Great play from Paparazzi as he stands tall.
What happened? Did Chappie use his BKB in that last team fight? He must have had to. I'm not sure.
When he went on Terrorblade, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure like the pressure he felt, but he pushes out there and Paparazzi sees a clean kill opportunity. That was really big. iG.Vit, I think they're pretty happy with that team fight. Like, they got the tier 3 tower, the shrines are unlocked. Again, you don't, like, there isn't this big timer where it's like, oh god, the Alchemist, oh god, the Alchemist. Yeah. It's not there because you picked somewhat of a scaling lineup.
And there's that BKB. Yeah. So wanted to make the most of it at that instance, but just not quite fully appreciating the amount of damage that Invoker combination can go for. This is usually what they Yule Scepter set up into, and, well, he just took it to the face. Oh, so much.
Well done, Paparazzi. And this really hurts Chappie because you wanted those kind of kills to start springing the PA's net worth up closer to the rest, you know. Octarine, Paparazzi's going to get that full 6-slotted impact from the Invoker quite soon. The Terrorblade has his Scotty. He's reached one of his big peaks. Oh, he doesn't have his Scotty yet. I thought maybe after that fight they would, but yeah. They're hitting a pretty big window here. Alchemist is now having to go past those 6 slots and start throwing around Aghanim Scepters. Disruptor Aghanim Scepter is like one of the big team fight winning ones, but it looks like they opted to give it to the Centaur instead. I can see the pros and cons to both, right? Yeah. Aghanim Centaur has like a more consistent impact, but I do feel like you're in enough of a you're far enough behind that I think I want to see that like really big disruptor play. Like there's so much potential out of the disruptor ags against these BKB cores that maybe it would have, like, just the opportunity to turn the game would have been better.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, to me, it feels like a reactive item as opposed to a proactive make the jump item.
Yeah, and I don't think Disruptor has like Blink Dagger.
Right.
That could be another factor, right? Where it's like, okay, we get this to him, but what are the chances he actually gets it off before the BKBs are used? Probably unlikely. So
yeah.
I mean, whatever. Another Aghanim Scepter is probably going to be coming in pretty soon, right?
Absolutely. And in the meantime, you look down towards that bottom lane where the Tier 3 used to stand, and it's also a lane of barracks. We didn't really get a chance to talk about it too much, but in the midst of all that chaos, Terrorblade took it out. You have a very hard pushing lineup from iG.Vit, the mixture of Metamorphosis and Alacrity. So Empire, I'm feeling like they got to do something. Well, what does that look like to you at this point in time? Do you just have to keep relying on FN to push out the lanes?
You gotta be a little bit more active in your defense. It's like, you know, how you saw EG with the Brewmaster Alacrity thing. What they did is like they were like, we never let this team get to our base again.
Yeah.
Terrorblade, it's like that. You don't want to let this hero get to your base. It's like Death Prophet. You know, force him to use his big spell outside of the base. And this is what they need to do. Smoke out, catch Empire before they get to the high ground. They're not being quite fast enough, though. And it is going to start sounding warning bells pretty soon for iG.Vit.
There's the jump forward. This could be a big one. The hook stuff hits onto nothing. The Disruptor ulti, it basically drops onto nothing as well. This is not the team fight that Empire wanted. And now turning on to King R, he is going to drop. Cicada is going to end up just being able to melt apart that Disruptor. They did lose the Beastmaster in the meantime, and now trying to chase down Ghostic as well. Dogfights is there for the follow-up stun. Hits it as he lands. And Cicada with the double kill.
Wow. Oh, so many missed abilities. Empire, you had the right idea, but it did seem like iG.Vit were kind of wisening up to that. Like, they were smoked as well. They were sitting behind their pusher. They started backing away, knowing that there might be something waiting for them.
And dodging the dagger as well. Pretty nifty.
Yeah, he's just got to do the little efficiency plays.
Oh man, and FN got stunned by again. Could it be anybody else? The Disruptor, excuse me, the Dogfights. Earth Spirit
is too much. Chappie can't do anything, not without the Alchemist. The Alchemist buyback, it doesn't matter. They're already going to lose the lane of Rax.
They're going to pull back in Cicada for a second, but it doesn't quite look like it's going to end up mattering. That's 2 melee barracks now down, and Empire, they just don't have enough in the tank. Super turns for the stun, and now they're going to find more. This follow-up stun in silence. Oh, Empire, you're in a lot of trouble. FN is there. They drop down the Static Storm as well, but is it really going to be enough? They pop the Stampede. No, it just doesn't look like it.
2 lanes, Rax down. You just spot back on the Alchemist. You still don't have any heroes for 30 seconds. If iG.Vit really wanted to, they could just run down mid, but looks like they're going to play it super safe. They're going to back off, use the Shrine, wait for Metamorphosis to come back up. 30 seconds is all it needs, and they've got plenty of items waiting for them. Another big upgrade. That Octarine is now complete.
Yeah. And I mean, these team fights are so chaotic. You can see it when a smoke breaks on another smoke like that outside of the base. You know, 2 heroes run left, the other 2 heroes run right, everybody else goes down. It's like, it feels as if it's not that setup that Empire can get the perfect Static Storm that they need.
Yeah, iG.Vit just react really fast, right? They use their BKBs pretty early. They blink, you know, as soon as the smoke pops, they blink out of the way to make sure the initiation doesn't actually land from Empire. iG.Vit, I don't think there are any more smokes for Empire. I don't think there's any more plays where they can just push out. They've got to get some sort of miracle defense, and before that, they just got to wait.
Yeah.
Wait for iG.Vit to come to you. They're like the push out play, it only really happens once for you. If you lose that fight, then you're just controlled.
Right. And
Roshan is up. It's an opportunity, right?
Yeah, and I mean, Ghostic, he's building towards this BKB, which could help solve some of the problems, but it's also just a little bit of a lack of vision, I would say, too. The Beastmaster helping to make that work for them. As soon as the smoke broke, they had good eyes on all of the team fight from iG.Vit as a tornado lift up. They've connected onto this Centaur. He's still slowed for the moment by the Ghost Walk. The stun not quite going to be there. They dropped the roar now. Stampede came out, but was not nearly enough. Even with the mitigation and damage, they still just tore through that Centaur.
iG.Vit found their opening. Took a pick off, knows he does not have buyback, or probably doesn't. He could have the gold, but he doesn't.
And iG.Vit, they're storming the high ground. FN, they're trying to bring down Cicada. He pops his BKB, Sunders to turn it back around. FN, he is still going to be able to run out of there. They've got the Shrine to try and keep these heroes alive. Chappie gonna turn and just jump back to the tier 4s, but this is melee barracks going down. This is range barracks going down. Centaur is still gone for almost 20 seconds. Well, Chappie jumps forward, is just going to be eviscerated again, and good game comes out. iG.Vit tie it up 1-1.
Great job by iG.Vit. I think the draft was huge for them. I really like the early pick of Invoker. I don't mind it whatsoever. I think it's, again, one of those few cores that you can grab and just feel absolutely confident that it's just not going to be countered well enough.
You can see right there as well, Dogfights breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. They're pulling this back into an even series at this point. In your eyes, what was sort of